GM everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me see some reactions in the comment section, please. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. I am still waiting for a few reactions in the comment section before I move on to the next thing we have on the agenda. Okay, thank you so much. So, once again, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Cohort 7 demo day. My name is Onyobazi and I will be your host for today. With me, I have a few co-moderators who would also be assisting me in managing the chat and also helping with timing. So, in case of anything as well, they would be assisting me throughout this. So, but before we begin, here's what I need from you guys. So, I would appreciate if you like this video, comment to, of course, support our students, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Do well to share the stream as well with your network. So I will just give 3 minutes for that activity. So we would be starting very quickly by 7:10. Thank you. Okay, so we are back. All right. So for those of us joining us for the first time, right, feel free to join us on Telegram. You can scan the QR code that you're seeing on the screen, and when you do so, just navigate to where you will see join community after scanning the code. And okay, when you scan the code, you will be taken to our website. You'll be taken to our website, and you should just click on join the community, right? Then it should take you to our community on Telegram. Moving forward, About us. So, for those of us who are new, basically, Analytic Sages is an innovative edutech platform aimed at breaking down the complexities of Web3 and blockchain data analysis. Our platform is designed for both beginners and seasoned professionals, providing a comprehensive and engaging learning experience that bridges the gap between theoretical principles and practical application. Through a range of workshops, cohorts, and mentorship programs, we have developed a network of over 700 plus skilled analysts. We provide hands-on learning in SQL and Python for on-chain analytics using top tools and APIs like June Analytics, SoulScan, Helios, Envio Indexer, and CoinGecko. So I'll be going back to this slide. For some of you who are yet to join our Telegram, please do so, and I will give us 2 minutes for that. Okay, so we are back. Moving on to the next thing on the slide, I will call on my co-moderator to take the next session. Beloved, are you with us?
I don't know whether about below.
Okay, in Beloved's absence, I will call on Mr. Logit. Logit, are you here?
Uh, yeah, I can hear me.
Awesome. All right, so you take the next few sessions.
Okay, okay. We currently have two flagship program. The SQL. Wait. Okay. Okay. Let's continue this. Okay. From for our analytic sages, our mission is to provide comprehensive, cutting-edge education in blockchain analytics that caters to a diverse audience from beginners to seasoned professionals. And our vision is to provide global number one blockchain analytics platform. And our tagline is where intelligence is greater than hype. Okay. So what we offer is so we currently have two flagship program and the SQL for blockchain analysts, that is learn to query wallets, transactions, protocols, and also to know actually this has no experience in it, and it is like cohort based learning. And for Python for data analytics, for those ready to move from uh, queries to automation, dashboards, and AI analytics, and to build decentralized apps and to integrate AI. And it is a portfolio driven project. So this what are lab cohort based and portfolio driven, and the wait lists are open for the next cohort. So links are in the description below, and join now and you will be the first to know when registrations are open. So can you move on to the next slide? So so we don't just teach, we transform. Here is what our past student have said. I have never written SQL. 8 weeks later, I built a dashboard tracking well wallets. That is one of our students said, and another student said the community support is unreal. My questions were answered within hours. That is a very great response from one of our students. Another one also said, I have landed a freelance gig before I even finished the program. Yeah, that is very great response from our students, and these are not exceptions. This is what happens when you learn with us. So stay connected. Okay. So guys, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and tap the fire button, tap the like button. Yep. And don't forget to join our Telegram group. So stay connected for our daily insights, free resources, and updates. Please join our Twitter, that is at Analytic Sages, Don't forget to follow our LinkedIn, that is Analytic Sages. Don't forget to follow our Instagram, that is at Analytic Sages, and also our Discord, Telegram, that is in the link in the description. So let's wait for a few minutes and we will start with our student interactions. Okay, these are our what our alumni are saying. So the one is from our cohort 6. She was a data analyst, and her name is NEC Deborah. So he said, "Hello, I'm NEC Amwajechupu, Catherine Deborah." Before I joined the analytic stages, I had little knowledge about Web3. I was passive because the whole trend sounded me sounded new to me, but that did not stop me from joining cohort 6. I remember battling with myself whether to join, or since I do not have full basic knowledge of what blockchain or whether Web3 is all about, but all thanks to their self and pick up the encourage to take a bold step to join the cohort 6. So thank you, NEC Deborah. Thank you for the nice comment. And she also said this: now I have mastered still skills that can enable me analyze any data of my choices. And guess what? This was my opportunity. I wanted to skip out. And yeah, thank you, NSG Deborah, for the nice and wonderful comment. And let's head to our okay. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and let's continue. So one of our another one of our student is he also his name is Kevin, and he is Web3 and Onchain data analyst. He's from our cohort 5. He said this: being a part of analytic service has been incredibly impactful for our growth in blockchain and data analytics, and my SQL and June analytics improved daily, and hands-on experience was very valuable. If you are looking for a place to truly understand blockchain analytics, not just theory, but real practice, then Analytic Sages is the right choice. So he really want to thank us and thank you for the very good comment for Analytic Sages. Thank you, Kelvin. So so now checking with our students. Students, if you are ready to present tonight, drop a rocket button in the set. I think you can still hear me, right? We will continue very soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Legit, for that. So we're moving on to the next thing on the agenda, and basically we are going to be having the students presentation now. And with that, I am going to be introducing the judge that we have for the session. So meet our judge. He is a data expert, Dune wizard, and full stack developer. Mr. Joshua, recognized by Dune themselves a couple of times, and he's built on-chain analytics apps and full stack data products, processing millions of blockchain transactions through automated ETL pipelines, shipping real-time dashboards across DeFi, gaming, and NFT ecosystems, and training ML models for user behaviors prediction and anomaly detection. He also builds cross-platform mobile apps with native iOS and Android payment infrastructure. He runs runs multi-threaded data scrapers on VPS and deploys production systems through automated CI/CD pipelines. So this is the judge for today's demo day. Now we would be bringing up the first presenter. I don't know if Voice Valentine is seated and ready for his presentation. Okay, in the absence rather of Voice Valentine, I'll be moving forward to the next person. We have Anekwe Lawrence. Anekwe Lawrence, are you seated? Okay. Anekwe Lawrence, can you hear me? If you can hear me, feel free to unmute your mic and speak. Anekwe Lawrence, can you hear me? Okay. So since Anekwe Lawrence is not coming through, we'll take on the next presenter. Christian. We'll take Christian. Christian, can you hear me? If you can hear me, unmute your mic and speak, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So kindly share your screen so I can add it to the stage. Okay. Awesome. So as the as we had earlier implied, you have 3 minutes for your presentation, and we will use 2 minutes to ask any questions if our judge is ready and seated. But if not, we'll be moving on to the next presenter.
Um, my name is Onzo Christian Nandi, a student of the Part 7 mentorship program. I completed the 4 weeks training and 4 weeks mentorship program. After which, after weeks of learning, I want to present a project on Balancer Protocol V3 over Ethereum overview. So, as you all know, Balancer is a decentralized exchange that uses an automatic market maker, which are the backbone of Delphi. So this is my as you can see, this is my dashboard. Here is the balancer V3 Ethereum overview, activity metrics. So I did a short summary of the balancer protocol, links to their socials, links to use the balancer protocol. So I queried the activity metrics on balancer. So here is the I queried to fetch the total unique swappers, which we have about 75,000 unique swappers. I also queried to find the total swap volume, which is over 15 billion dollars. Also to find the total swap on Balancer V3, which we have over 300 thousand swaps, and also the average swap volume. Here we have the average swap volume, which is around $48,000. So now we have the liquidity pools. This shows the top liquidity pools on Balancer. Because on Balancer we have the multi token, we have the weighted pools, and we have several type of pools. So this shows the liquidity pools on Balancer, and as you can see here, we have USDC, USDT as the top leading pool on Balancer. I also compared the pool addresses with the active pool swappers, and also I compared the pool names with the total pool transaction, and you can see that the pool the pool address versus the active pool swappers. Here we still have the USDC, USDT leading. I'm comparing it with this now, with the pool name with the total pool transaction. We still have the USDC, USDC leading, and in the second we have the wrap Ethereum with the WST ETH. Also here we have the wrap Ethereum and the WST ETH as the second position. So I compared it and I came to a conclusion, to a summary, that the pool address, the pool address and the active pool swappers are, are, are really affected, are affected by the top liquidity pool. So if the pool have much pool swappers, the pool transaction will increase, and also it, it will make the pool, it will make the pool more active. As you can see, I did I queried for the daily gas fee, swap per day, unique daily protocol fee, and daily trading volume. So I'll be
Okay.
explaining.
Mr. Christian, thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much for that wonderful presentation. So we will be moving on to the next presenter. Moving on to the next presenter, and that is Cezurano. Sorry, oh God, I beg. Sorry, Samuel Cezurano. I don't know if he's on the call. Oh, I have butchered someone's name today.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so sorry, sir. Please do us the honor of sharing your screen. Okay, I am not seeing your screen for me to
Can you
present
see it
it.
now?
Okay, yes, I can. So you have
So,
3 minutes. It's currently 41 minutes past. You have 3 minutes to do your presentation.
hello everyone. My name is Samuel Severano. I'm from Cohort 7. After 4 weeks of learning and 4 weeks of mentorship program, I would like to present my project, which is called DeFi Market Intelligence Dashboard. So, this dashboard emphasizes on the market level intelligence in perpetual trading, asset and specific behaviors and risk analysis. So DeFi is a blockchain-based financial system that removes intermediate like banks and brokers, offering lending and borrowing and trading directly through the automated smart contract. So this DeFi market, let me walk you through to my query guide. Here we have market share analysis, which computes the market with the highest volume by rank using the index token, which are used on GMX as a protocol, GMX version 2 perpetuals, and we use the Arbitrum as the order books. So here we have the market share analysis, which computes the highest volume by ranks, and here we can see the with Ethereum token have the highest total trades or the highest share analysis volume by rank. And also we have the market specific long vis shorts, which ranks the market by total activities. And also we have You can see on the chart that this token continue to dominate the market. And also we have the open interest, which will show us the steepest rising. And due to this dashboard, we came to also I want to share you my report, my report research, which is here, DeFi Market Intelligence Dashboard, which is an executive summary of the whole dashboard. Here we can see, I want to walk you through on the topic number 8, which says comparative research conclusion. Which market dominates the trading? The answer, you have seen that the token with the Ethereum is an undisputed dominating market by 58%. And also on question number 2, we have which market is most leveraged? The most leveraged, it is we found out that the link traders employ the highest average and effective leverage of the moment of liquidation. They have they speculate the liquidation analysis or the most leverage. It is the trade employs the highest average effective leverage, indicates the most liquidation. And also we have the most imbalanced market. We have seen that it is also the with Ethereum with the on the open interest research analysis. We have found that it is imbalanced because the I can say the amount of people who are selling is shorter than the amount of people who are going long or they are buying. So the market which is also the most because
Okay, thank you so much for
highest
that,
leverage.
Mr.
Yes,
Samuel. We will be
so
taking on the next presenter. Mr. Samuel, can
okay,
you hear
thank
me?
you.
Okay. So, word from the judge. For those of you who have presented, right, don't feel that you are not going to be asked questions. The judge is still going to ask you guys questions, every single one of you, right? And if there are any questions you also want to ask, you should note them down as well because we will have a session for that as well. So thank you so much, Samuel, for that. I will be bringing up Kamsi into the stage. Kamsi, I don't know if you are ready. If you are, just let me know. Can you hear me, Mr. Kamsi? Okay, in case you're speaking, we cannot hear you. Okay, so Mr. Kamsi, probably you should leave and try joining in again. We can't hear you in case you can hear me. Moving forward, we would be inviting the next presenter, and that will be Lawrence. Lawrence, I don't know if you are ready now. If you are, just unmute your mic and say something. Let me know. Okay. Um, Lawrence, we cannot hear you. You are unmuted. Or rather, you are muted. Okay, so I will be taking on the next presenter. Please, you guys should brace yourself for in cases where someone does not want to present, bring you up. So I will be taking on Mr. Dandy. So, Mr. Dandy, if you can hear me, kindly unmute and say something.
Hello, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Hello?
you. loud and clear. So
Okay,
please
okay. All
share
right.
your screen so I add you to
All right.
the.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I can't see. Okay. So I don't know if it's a network because I've added it to the stage boards. Okay. Now it's showing. The time starts now, sir.
Okay. Ah,
Okay,
I'm trying
Mr.
to.
Dandy.
Yes. I'm. I second. I think I'm sharing the wrong. Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
I
Can you hear me?
can hear you loud
Okay.
and
All
clear.
right. Okay. All right. So good evening. My name is Dandy Obona. Presenting from Analytic Sage Cohort 7. So after completing 4 weeks of training and 4 weeks of mentorship program, I'm here to present a project, a dashboard project, a report I worked on AVE V3, a 365-day protocol overview. Okay, so before I go on to talk about my dashboard, briefly, AVE is a DeFi liquidity protocol that allows users to lend and borrow assets, uh, while assets that are automated by smart contracts. So I analyzed a year uh, data on Aave to understand what is going on the protocol. So from the dashboard, we have a total of 119,670 total lenders within this time frame, with 61,836 total borrowers. Now, I also went straight to look at daily lending and borrowing data within this year time frame, and noticed that from data available, the amount of lenders remain constant with few spikes, and within that few spikes, we had over 8,000 lenders that lent their liquidity to the protocol. Same with borrowers. Borrowers, the charts showed a little consistency with just few spikes, which is quite a healthy user interaction. Then I also analyzed TVL, that's the total value locked within this time frame. Now, from the points I analyzed to the current data I stored, the TVL was quite impressive, but notably there was a little decline from the data I analyzed. I noticed that there was a point the TVL was a minus, and I went to look closer into what could have happened, and coincidentally, it was during the period of there was this recent DeFi exploit that Aave was among the protocol that was exploited. So Aave lost around $293 million in that exploit. So I guess that triggered some users pulling out their funds, which which is definitely going to be what is responsible for the decline in the TVL. Aside that, Aave maintained a very healthy uh, data on their TVL. Then also, I looked at borrowed assets, the borrowed volume and the repaid volume. So from data on the borrowed volume and the repaid volume, it showed that users were constantly making use of the protocol within this time frame because they were borrows and then they were all repaid as well. So then I looked at the net flow. I analyze the net inflow and the net outflow. So this just analyze, this shows the amount of money that moved into Aave within this period and the amount of money that went out, and it was quite healthy because it had over 819 billion that went in and 824 billion that went out. So it shows a very healthy movement. Then also I looked at top liquidity providers. Now, interestingly, from the data available, it shows that because I looked at the top ten liquidity provider, it showed that liquidity was not it's not clustered in a particular clustered one place. So it shows an even distribution of liquidity in the protocol because the highest liquidity provider provided around 14.8% of the liquidity in the protocol. Then we had other.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. That was a wonderful presentation. So we're taking on the next presenter now, and that would be Mr. Lawrence. So hopefully your network is back up. Sir, kindly unmute if you can hear me to make your presentation. Okay, so I will be calling on the next speaker in the absence of Mr. Lawrence in person of Emmanuel Ilechukwu. So, sir, if you can hear me, kindly unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, okay.
Please kindly share your screen.
A moment, please. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Can I go on now?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Ilechukwu. I'm a mentee of Analytic Sages Cohort 7. I've undergone 4 weeks training and 4 weeks mentorship program. After weeks of learning and all, I want to present a project on Balancer version 3, on-chain activity on Balancer version 3. So the main goal of this project is to see what is happening on Balancer version 3 on chain. Okay, now so I'll go into the presentation. Mm. So as at the time of this report, because it's not so recent, so as at the time of this dashboard and the report, Balancer processed $19 billion via volume and over 16 million swaps and 1.2 million unique traders. Now, while querying, the interesting part of it is just not the numbers, is what I also observed: the average swaps per wallet having 16 swaps, and it only means that users don't just come and leave, they keep coming back repeatedly and mostly through aggregators and and regular trading activities. So then I also noticed that trading activity comes in waves. Yeah, volume spikes up during when the market is volatile and there's large liquidity movement. Then I also observed the liquidity concentration. We have the liquidity mainly concentrated in Ethereum pairs and stables like USDT and USDC. So then I also looked at the fees. Oh, sorry. Um, a moment, please. Okay, I also looked at fees. I noticed that as trading volume increased, protocol revenue also increased, but after late 2025, volume grew faster than fees, and this was as a result of activity moving into low fee stablecoin pools. So in general, my main takeaway in via this project is that Balancer version 3 is growing, but most of the liquidity comes from a small number of that is active liquidity pools. So that's just it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for that. So we'll be calling on Emmanuel Obioha on stage now. So please, if you can hear me, kindly unmute and let me know.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please, can you hear me?
All right. So please kindly do us the honor of sharing your screen and starting.
All right. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
So you have three
Good
minutes to
evening.
present.
Okay, good
Yes,
evening,
sir.
everyone. My name is Emmanuel Obioha, presenting from Cohort 7. I've completed 4 weeks of training and 4 weeks of mentorship program. And after these weeks of learning and practice, I want to present a project on Holy Market referral program eligibility dashboard. Right. So firstly, we need to understand what Holy Market is. Right. So Holy Market is a prediction market platform where users trade on the outcome of real world events, right, in a peer-to-peer market, right? So you don't trade against the house, rather you trade against your fellow users. Right, so on the 23rd of March this year, Holy Market launched a referral program for their users that have traded at least $10,000 in lifetime volume. Right, so I launched this dashboard to understand a few things. What percentage of total users on Holy Market have traded at least $10,000 in volume? What the volume distribution is, what the growth trend has been among these users, and what favorite market do these users trade on Holy Market. Right, so a quick look at the numbers here. Total lifetime users on Holy Market, total unique users on Holy Market, 2.7 million users, and among these users, just about 417,942 of them have traded at least $10,000 in volume, meaning that just 15% or 15.3% of these users on Holy Market are eligible for the referral program. As a quick look at the volume distribution, I segmented these lifetime volume in buckets, right? So buckets ranging from 0 to 10 USD, 10 to 20 USD, down to $1 million plus, right? And you can see here that we just have a select few number of whales on Holy Market users that have traded at least $1 million plus, right? Just about 7,200 of them, right? And for the volume concentration, we can also see here that the top 1% of users on poly markets are responsible for 78% of total volume on poly markets, right? And for the share of volume, right? So these 10,000, these users that trade at least 10,000 volume are responsible for 95% of total platform volume on the poly market, right? So if we look at the growth trend as well, you can see here that there is a consistent, a slow flow, right, of these users with a sudden spike sometime in 2024, which was close to the last US election, right? And then we saw a decline again, and then a sudden spike again, which was caused by the recent launch of the referral program, which for that month we had about 62,000 new users that will be able to trade at least $10,000 in volume, right? And for the cumulative trend of these users, right, there was a consistent flow to the upside for these users, right? And lastly, for this dashboard, I had to look at what favorite market do these users trade, right? What are the likely markets that they trade, right? And if you look at them, you can see the numbers here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Obioha. So we'll be taking on the next speaker in person of Miss Lawrence. But first of all, before I bring him on, I just want to recognize the presence of our judge, Mr. Joshua. Sir, please, for us to know that you're with us, kindly just say hi.
Hello, guys.
Sir, please, if you're with us, just okay.
Okay, am I audible, please?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here and listening to um Brainiacs. Oh, geez. Yeah. So, yeah, I have a couple of questions, but I think I will just listen to everyone presenting basically, and I'll save my comments for the last. I think so. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, with that being said, we'll be moving on to the next speaker, and I'll be calling Mr. Lawrence if he's with us. Sir, if you can hear me, kindly unmute your mic and speak. Okay, so I will be moving on to the next
Good
presenter.
evening, everyone.
Okay. Good evening,
Good
sir. We
evening,
can hear
everyone.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please, you have 3 minutes to make your
Can you
presentation.
hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Can you share your screen so we add it to the stage?
Hello, can you all hear me?
Okay, so while he's trying to while he's trying to fix his network, I would call on the next presenter in person of David and Bimbola. I don't know if he's ready. Sir, please, are you
Yeah.
ready for the presentation?
Good evening. I'm ready.
Okay, so that being said, kindly share your screen so that you can start your presentation. You have 3 minutes to make your presentation. Okay, so it seems like Mr. David's network must have kicked him out. So moving on to the next person, and that will be Mr. Ayomide. So we'll be taking on Mr. Ayomide. Mr. Ayomide, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So please do us the honor of sharing your screen so that you can make your presentation.
Okay. Okay, I think I've done that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And is my screen live, please?
Yes, you can make your presentation now.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Ayomide, and I'm from Cohort 7, a member of Cohort 7. This is my BTC Perpetual Trading Intelligence dashboard on GMX. And I analyze three key metrics: funding rate, open trend, open interest trend, and then the long versus short bias. And some key facts I took into consideration were the protocol GMX. My blockchain is Arbitrum, launched in 2021. The token is GMX with the dollar in front. The trade type is perpetual trading. Maximum leverage is 50x, and the asset analyzed is BTC. Now, for the first metric I analyzed, which is the funding rate trend, this showed daily BTC funding rates on GMX over the past year. And positive rates indicate bullish dominance in the market, while negative rate signals bearish sentiment. If there is an extreme funding rate, it indicates potential market reversals. And as you can see with my visualization, we're able to show the daily funding rate on GMX Arbitrum on a daily basis, where it was average, the minimum funding rate, and then the maximum funding rate. But the key insight to look for in these charts is the first one, which is high positive funding rate, meaning that market is bullish. If it is high negative funding rate, meaning that market is bearish. And if it is high negative funding rate, meaning that market is bearish. So if you look at
Okay, so it seems we've lost him due to his network. We will be calling on the next speaker, and that is Mr. Nelson. So, Mr. Nelson, please, if you're with us, kindly unmute and let me know.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. So, please share your screen.
All right. From top. Okay. Is my screen live now?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So, good evening, guys. My name is Nelson Warren. I'm presenting from Cohort 7. So, I've completed 4 weeks training on SQL and also 4 weeks training on mentorship. And I'm here to present my project titled GMX Market Intelligence Dashboards on Arbitrum. So this project that analyze focuses on analyzing trading behavior, market sentiment, leverage, and liquidation risk on GMS. So basically, we know that GMX is a decentralized perpetual exchange where traders can use leverage to go short or long. So my analysis here on my dashboard, we answer questions like which market dominates liquidity, where are the traders most active, where is the leverage too high, where is the market crowded, and where is the highest risk or liquidation. So basically, my dashboard is divided into 5 sections. So I will start by I will start from section 1, which is market dominance. So market dominance shows where most of the trading activities is happening. And the goal of this section actually is to identify the most dominant markets on GMS in terms of trading volume. So when it comes to trading volume, as you can see from the dashboard, BTC USD is dominating in terms of trading volume. And but when it comes to trading activities, uh, USD ETH USD pool is the one that is dominating. Then I'll move to section 2. Section 2 is market specific long and short. So the essence of this is to show which direction that the traders are going. Are they going short or are they longing? So from the data here, you can see that most of the traders who are going long are using the ETH USD pool, whereas most of the ones going short are using BTC USD pool. So the insight is that
Earth market or Earth pool is showing bullish sentiment, whereas BTC, most people are using it for short-term trading activities. Then I'll go to section 3. So section 3 is market level open interest. So the essence of this is to show most of the money and risk is concentrated. You understand? So from the data, Earth USD pool has the highest open interest, followed by BTC USD. So this means that these two markets hold the most active capital within the GMX market. Then I'll move to section 4. In section 4, so what I analyze here is the market sentiment and funding dynamics. So this is where to show where most of the right.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Nelson, for that presentation. Moving on to the next speaker, and it's person of Mr. David Abimbola. So, sir, can you hear me? If you can, kindly unmute and speak.
Yes, good evening. I can hear you. Let me share
Okay.
my screen.
Yes, sir, please do so.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone, once again. My name is David Abimbola, and I'm a student of Cohort 7. I went through 4 weeks of the course and 4 weeks of mentorship class. So, I'll be presenting the dashboard I built on GMX version 2 on the Avalanche ecosystem. So GMX is a decentralized exchange that lets you trade crypto um crypto perpetual futures contracts that allows you to bet on the price of an asset without an expiration date. So yeah, like that's what basically GMX does. So this dashboard is for traders, liquidity providers, or analysts, researchers that are looking for quality metrics on GMX. So the dashboard is divided into 5 sections: analysis, market specific long versus short, market level open interest, funding rate per market, risk concentration by market. So yeah, for the market share analysis, I did in terms of USD volume and transactions. So you'll notice that the AVAX USD market is like highly dominated. That's because it is on the Avalanche ecosystem. So they are using like the main token. So this is the position decrease USD per market, and this the one in per market in terms of USD. And yeah, so I just like created the bar chart to just like able to track. Now, since I noticed that the AVAX USD is like it really dominated the market, I did another one trying to exclude the AVAX USD market. So just in case you are trying to track other market and you want to see them clearly. So yeah, this is it. Position increase USD. And you would notice that BTC and Ethereum are like the highly dominated markets, excluding the AVAX USD market. Uh, Yeah, this is the transaction count per market for position decrease there is 44.7, and for position increase there is 47.5 of AVAX USD. Um, trying to be fast. And yeah, for section 2, market specific long was short. So I just like divine these stuffs here. So just in case one doesn't like know the meaning, you can just get them at a glance. For open long transactions, this is the oh, For open long channel, this is the market, and this is one for USD volume open long. So I guess I'm done.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, sir, for that presentation. So we will be calling on Mr. Kamsi. Mr. Kamsi, please, if you are present, kindly unmute and let me know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Please share your screen.
Can you hear me?
Okay, so
Can you hear
if you
me?
can tell me, sir, can you just leave and come back to the live session, please? Because it seems your network is rugging. Okay, so in while he's trying to do that, we would okay, while he's trying to do that, we'll just wait a while. In the meantime, please, if you're yet to connect with us, kindly do so on X. These are our social handles. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn and on Instagram as well. Also, please do not fail to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we are streaming this. And of course, if you are new to Analytic Sages, you can join us in our community on Telegram by scanning the QR code and clicking on join community when it takes you to the website. Of course, the website has a lot of other information that you could explore in case of anything. So it really details our history, a few of our programs as we had earlier presented as well in full details. So please, for those persons who are also on this call and are yet to join the Telegram community, even if you're not a new member, community members yet to join us on Telegram, please do well to scan the QR code and click on join community. Okay, so I will be bringing back Mr. Kamsi into the stage. Mr. Kamsi, is your network better now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Please kindly share your screen. Okay, so if you are not ready, I can take on another presenter.
I'm ready.
Okay, so while you're also trying to make share your screen, I'm going to be taking on.
Can you see it now?
Yes, please go to your Dune link.
So
Your
I want to
screen is
start now.
free. Yes, sir. Please start your presentation.
So my name is Kamtiochukwu Hamilton Godson, and I joined the cohort 7. From the cohort 7, and I underwent 4 weeks training and 4 weeks mentorship program, which after weeks of learning, I was able opportunity to present my project with the title Perpetual Market Analysis Report on arbitrum. So uh, yeah, so on the perpetual market analysis, we are working on three key metrics, which is the funding rate, the open interest, and the long versus short volume. This the funding rate now is a periodic payment between long and short traders that reflects market sentiment. Total val Open interest shows the total value of all open positions in the market, and long versus short volume measures which side of the market is more dominant. So let me go over to the dashboard. Here on the funding rate, you see that Pepe USD had the most funding rate of 52,984. Then move over to the open interest. We had the most we had open interest of from on the day 27th of April this year. We had the most open interest of 138,928,754,585, which shows that the market is going upwards, is on a bullish trend, and we had more long um, we had more open long positions in the market, which show that more traders are coming into the market. Now we worked on this funding rate with the GMX volume 2 position decrease using the funding fee amount size and the approx percentile aggregation. Also on the open interest, we use the GMX V2 position increase, GMX V2 position decrease, and also calculated the OI using the increase minus decrease. Then for the long versus short volume, we use the GMS dot perpetual trades and measure the open long, open short conducted on the daily time intervals. So that's all for my can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, can you guys hear me now? So sorry about that. If you can hear me, please just unmute and say you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you so much, Kamsi, for that presentation. Mr. Boyd Eze, you are currently on stage. Please share your screen and make your presentation. Mr. Boyd, are you on the call?
Yeah, Monica, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Uh, Good evening, everyone.
Yes, sir. We
My
can
name
hear
is
you.
Boy. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Boyd. I'm presenting from Core 7. Having completed 4 weeks training and 4 week mentorship from the analytical stage on-chain data analyst, I want to present a project, um, perpetual trading intelligence on Arbitrum GMX. Um, on these on this query, I on this project, I queried on open interest to find the open interest on um, Arbitrum chain. For my mainly focus is on Ethereum market. I I try to find open interest, funding rate, and then long and short volume over the past year. So moving on, what's GMX? GMX is a perpetual future exchange that allows users to trade crypto with leverage directly on chain. Unlike other book based exchange, GMX operates on liquidity pool model through GLP, where traders open long and short position against pool liquidity instead of matching with counterparties. So moving forward on this dashboard of mine, this dashboard provides an overview of trading activities on Arbitrum, mainly focused on ETH market. It monitors key metrics over time, including open interest, funding rate, long and short volume, the distribution of the bullish and bearish position. So moving to open interest. Open interest represents the total value of open leverage position in the market at a given time. So this means how much capital is actively deployed, period of increasing or declining traders participation. So these here I did a bar chart to um to find out how GMX open interest on Arbitrum chain has been over the past years, and then looking on here, we see that over the year, it has been growing. It has been growing over the year until second February, when the market had some surge or stuff like that. So here I try to find out the increased open interest and then decrease open interest Arbitrum chain over the past years, and then I try to compare the increase and decrease USD over the year too. And then here too, on daily funding rate on ETH versus USD markets. This section tracks daily funding rate for the ETH market on GMX, showing the cost trader paid to maintain leverage position over the time, meaning overcrowded paying the low this thing. So the low when long is higher than lane people long in the markets is higher than people short in the market, then the long have to pay some fee to the short to keep the market balanced. So over the period of over the past year, I I queried on daily average ruling fee funding fee, and then I queried on average realized funding fee and then ruling fees. That is the average average funding rate and then ruling funding rate on ETH market on Arbitrum GMX. So and then here is the here is the bar chart of the of my query over the years. So then lastly I queried on the long and short volume. Um this balance between I guess my time is up.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Boyd. So, yes, thank you so much for that. So, we are going to be calling on our speaker. We're going to be calling on our speaker for him to, sorry, for our judge, for him to address us because, like he said, he would wait for every one of us to make our presentations and then he would now ask us individual questions. So, yeah. Mr. Joshua, please, are you with us?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be on meeting. First of all, good job. Everyone who presented today did a very amazing work. Like the time, the energy, the basically everything you trying to put in everything you learned. Um, and the ability for you to present it is really worth complimenting. So you guys did a very wonderful job. Kudos to you guys. And you guys actually showed that you guys actually showed something that you're not just learning now, but you are also trying as much as possible to contribute to the world of DeFi and Web3 in general to solve problems with your work. Because I think that's the main essence of even being here in the first place. Yeah, so that's my first comment. And secondly, I'll kind of generalize the comments before I'll start calling. If there's time though, we'll now do one-on-one if that's okay. Oh. If you are called upon, I think you should just see it as a casual discussion. You should not take it so serious, and or you should not be tense. If that's okay though. So I have one or two comments to make from my observation. Yeah. First of all, everyone did a very amazing job. Everyone did a very amazing job. However, this is because most of us here, it's probably our um okay, it's probably our first time building in public like this. And yeah, sorry for that little interruption. Yeah, it's probably because it's our first time. So within Okay, thanks for that information. So some of us personally did not really do put in 100% our best. Like for example, if you were trying to use your project now to solve a major problem in Web3, you should be asking yourself a question: Did am I actually solving this problem? For example, I think one or two persons or someone worked on. I like that person's work. So the person that worked on BTC. I'm trying to remember the exact topic now, whereby the person analyzed trades is kind of similar to this. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. If that, I think let me just quickly share my screen. So I'll be using this as a um just a second. Share screen. Just enter screen. Okay, I guess my screen is visible. Someone did something similar to what I'm showing here right now. This is a different work entirely. This is my personal work. Yeah, and it was a more like a gig. Yeah, but why I'm bringing this up is that this project now is similar to what someone did, and it's also kind of central. Or I'm generalizing this to everyone that presented.
Sorry, sir.
Your
Sir,
goal
please,
when
your
you're
screen is
trying to
still loading.
okay,
Yes, sir. Okay. It's now
okay,
showing.
but is the screen is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
My my dashboard. All right, thank you. So this dashboard, for example, I'm trying to record the last thing I was saying. So our goal should be whatever thing we are building, it should solve a major problem. It should and the user should be able to make money from whatever analysis we are doing. The user should be able to stay ahead or get information that's going on, like get as much information as possible that's accurate and the likes for the his or her to stay positioned in Web3, because in Web3, that I think that's one of the major things that people look out for. So your dashboard, your analysis should be able to solve that problem. There are many other problems you should, but that should be your major goal. Is this project solving a problem? That kind of thing. So yeah, okay. So there's another point. Let me just go straight to the next point. I don't want to dwell so much on one point. There's another thing I observed. So now a lot of analysts that presented now, once again, guys did a very wonderful job, a very wonderful job. However, one or two comments for if you most of the analysts did really wonderful work when it comes to when with organization of their dashboard. That is, your dashboard started off with an introduction, a small content on the top to allow users that are going through this dashboard to know what he or she is going to look at in this dashboard. So you can do, yeah, you can do a small stuff like this. Depends on how your analysis is, depends on how your project is going to be. So most of you guys did it perfectly well. But there's something I kind of observed. It's not so important to, but you know that some people that will be looking at your work are not professional or may not be professionals, or they may, even if they are professionals, they are really you know that saying that first impression matters. Ehen. Some persons may just want to, like someone that just opens this dashboard, for example, now may want to skim through it first before looking at the details of the dashboard. If someone skims through your dashboard and doesn't really find it appealing, the probability of the person trying to get the information from that dashboard is low. That is, if your dashboard is appealing. For what I mean by appealing is color coding. Now, this color coding, it's not so important 100%, but however, it's still important because of the kind of people you are trying to grab their attention to the work you are trying to present. Do you get? So if someone skims through the dashboard now, that for example, you are seeing that okay, organize is first of all looks organized. Secondly, it's you are seeing that the colors are rhyming, it's looking beautiful. In fact, it's not even going to make so much sense like this. There's a way you even, if you screenshot your dashboard, I think there's a tool you use in screenshotting the entire layout of the dashboard from beginning to end. And if you post that screenshot on Twitter, some people will be like, damn, this guy's work, even if they've not even seen the work, they will wanting to check that work. So your ability to kind of keep users glued to your work is a very, very important skill. It's not 100% important every time, oh, but however, it's still very important. So I think that's one of the things that a couple of us need to work on from what I observed. That presentation, color coding, and organization. Yes, many of us tried here, but some persons didn't really organize it in a very appealing way. That's the first comment I have now. Secondly, I think someone did someone worked on an analysis that was having large numbers, let's say like TVLs or volumes now, for example, and someone's work, I don't want to call the name, but someone's work literally was having large numbers. If your work, for example, has large numbers like TVLs in millions, billions, thousands, it is not visually appealing sometimes, or even if it's okay, but if it's not really organized somehow, if it's not abbreviated. Now, in for you to be a Dune wizard, now you need to be able to take your time to study Dune to unlock some features that are on Dune in the dashboarding tool. Like when you are doing your visualization, there are features there that you use um in doing these abbreviations. For example, this TVL now over time, now for this particular stuff I'm highlighting now, it's a million, 137 million. Do you get? Someone's TVL was showing in that raw form. Someone will now start taking time to start counting how many commas are there to get the concept. But if you can just present your work straight up in this manner, 137 million straight up, it makes more sense. It's very easy for whoever that is looking at your dashboard to get the concept once without spending so much time, and you will impress more. Do you understand? So I think this is one small thing. If you want to, I think if you want to do this for one or two persons that may want to be doing this in your, I think there's a in fact, is your assignment. You just observe people's work. I think that's one of the major things, and one of the third point I'll make now. I think so. The third point I'll make is that before you kick off with any dashboard, building any dashboard, there are people, there are ODs on Dune, there are wizards, Dune wizards now. Before you kick off with your own project, try and scout Dune. Use this search engine on Dune. Use the discover session on Dune to search people's work related to that work you've done, or any work you appreciate. You love this work. See what the person did. Try and study this person's work, even if you are not doing exactly what the person is doing. But study this person's work, understand. I don't want to go to the code aspect now, the SQL, the SQL aspect now. You can take your time to start opening the visualizations one by one, to go to the SQL editor to start seeing the logic. So you now learn from what the person was doing to kind of grab the person's idea, kind of tapping into this person's work or idea on the logic and the strategy he or she used in doing this stuff. For example, now from my experience, calculating TVL can be complicated as an analyst now. But if you are finding that really difficult as an analyst, you have a protocol you want to analyze and you want to calculate TVL manually. Not I'm not saying using API or something. You can look for people's work that have done that. Go to the query and see how they did it. Look at the logic. If you even don't understand it, AI is there to help you. Copy the person's code, send it to Claude. Claude, see what this person did, break it down. Every single logic, every single concept, break it down. Now, Dion's data set is even kind of on Claude. So Claude has more. I think Claude is a better AI tool to even use than ChatGPT or others, because Claude has been fed with Dune's data a lot. I think if you guys are updated with Dune's updates, you see Dune MCP, this Dune new MCP server, MCP stuff, synchronized with Claude or another AI tools. But Claude is doing is a very good resource to use. So copy the person's logic, go to Claude, tell it to break it down. It will kind of now give you an insight, like tell you how this person is thinking, tell you the data source, the table the person is using, because data, that's the table. Looking for tables sometimes can be challenging, depends on how complex your work is. So it will give you an idea, then you kind of borrow that idea, combine it with your own and do something amazing. So I think, so back to what I was saying about this um presentation now. Yeah, you can see, look at people's work and see what they did, how they did it. You can even fork their query sometimes, fork it so that you now, it will now be like as if you are now editing exactly what the person did. So you now see, okay, the person added a here, the person added dollar sign, this is what the person did to get this dollar sign, this is what the person did to get this percentage in the chart. Do you get? There are some of those things you experiment on your own, so that you now have a very, very wide range of strategies you can use to manipulate data on Dune. If you want to be a Dune wizard, you need to be able to come up with some of these things, in even on tables, to all this small table stuff. And all these things literally makes your work appealing. Do you understand? So I think that's the third point I'm going to make in general. I'm trying to shorten it because of time, and I'm also going to entertain questions. I'm going to also entertain questions if we have any. Um, I also observed that, which person's work was that? I'm trying to remember the name now. I also observed that someone's visualization. There was someone that, if you are dealing with outlier now, yeah, okay. I think this is an example of an outlier. An outlier, if you're an analyst, you should understand what an outlier means. An outlier is, let's say, if you're having a normal range of, like on your y-axis now, you're having a normal range of up and down trend of visualization. Your visualization is having up and down trend like that. Okay. Okay, so let me continue. Okay, so your visualization is having normal this, and then one or two figures now, you kind of see a very sudden spike or a very sharp decline, different from the others. That's an example of an outlier. If you want to arrange your visualization now so that your that outlier will also be presented in a very professional way, so that it's not overshadow the other metrics on that y-axis, there's also a strategy in on Dune where you can do log y-axis. There's a way they do it. I may not be able to break all of that down now. I don't want to open the query editor so we can look at it, but you should do your research on how to do it so that you fix, or you kind of align your visualization so it will look more neat and presentable. Not, let's say, one very long. I think this one is even looking okay now. Not if you're having a situation whereby normally if you do your visualization now, you now be having a very, very long bar. Then every other bar will be tiny, not even, no, people cannot even see it. So you may need to do something like that. This log wire something to y-axis something to fix it. So I think that's just all these things I'm just making, all these points I'm actually making is just, I'm just making more emphasis on presentation, because whether you like it or not, people judge a book by their cover. So if everything about your work looks neat, organized, even if the work is not even correct, eh, someone will want to kind of learn more. But there's a way you present your work that the thing will even tire the person self. The person will just get tired looking at your work in the first place. Do you understand? So okay, I think I'm done with the generals. The generals. So I would I'll pause here. Then we'll now do specifics, like individually. So thank you very much, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for that. So, in the meantime, we are going to take on Okay, am I audible? Please, if you can hear me, just kindly indicate that you can hear me in the comment section. Okay, we're going to take a few more persons. After that, we will be concluding for the presentation. Mr. Lawrence, are you ready? If you're ready, please unmute and say something.
Yes.
Okay, so please kindly make your presentation so we can move on to the next thing. Mr. Lawrence, are you not ready? Time is well spent.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
No, sir, I cannot see your screen. We can see your screen now, sir. Please go to your June dashboard.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we were able to see your screen.
Okay. So my name is Lawrence Anikwe. I'm presenting from Cohort 7. I completed the 4 weeks training program, training and mentorship program. After learning, I'll be presenting a project I built during the period, which analyzes the balancer protocol metrics for the last 180 days. Before I get into the presentation, I'd just like to share, but to let you know that Balancer is a decentralized exchange which where traders swap tokens and provide liquidities without having to go through sectorized exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, etc. So here is my dashboard. Starting off, I talked a little bit about the projects and the dashboard. Then moving on to the activity metrics. Went through the total trades for the last 180 days. Went through the total traders, total volume, and average trading volume. From the average trading volume, you can see that it's quite large, $12,000, which show that we actually have large traders with a large pocket size trading on Balancer for the past 180 days. Going forward, I looked at the daily metrics, trading volume by day. We can see that the trading volume reduced towards the festive period of 2025, then it picked up following 2026. Looking at the gas fee by day, you can see that there are some spikes. So most likely these are days of high trading volume or high gas fees. We also looked at the total transactions by day with relation to the unique traders. If you look at the chart, you can see that the number of traders determine the number of transactions per day. You can see on days that have low traders, there are low transaction and vice versa. Then this I added a table in case I want to search for activity by day. I can just type in the day I want and I get it. Then going into the liquidity analysis, you can see that most of the trade is on the USDC, USDT pool with over 7 billion traded, then followed by the GOH USDT. I also wrote I also wrote the report. I also wrote a report which detailed what I found from the analysis and recommendations from the project. From the recommendation, I recommended broader liquidity distribution based on the volume is concentrated on just the stablecoin pair being USDT, USDC pair. Attracts more drivers trading activity. Same thing, all the volume is at the USDT. So volume should bring out activities that will spread volume across all, not just USDT. And yes, I think that should be all for my presentation. Thank you very much, Analytic Sage, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. So we'll be calling on the last and possibly final presenter for today. Okay, he's currently not in the session. So I think what will happen is Mr. Joshua can go ahead with the other thing we have for today in regards to the students, and possibly a very huge possibility when the final person who was to present comes on stage, we will pick him again. So, Mr. Joshua, please, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Thank you once again. All right. Presenters, like I said, you guys did a very wonderful job, and I made some comments. I made some comments. Um, However, I would like to make personal comments, contributions, and possibly entertain questions if you have any for me. And I might ask you a simple question, very, very simple question. No, nothing serious. Just to get more insights from one or two things and to be sure you understood your project. Because the essence of building in the first place is for you to solve a problem, allow users make money, and also you growing as a builder. So you should be learning from every single project. So just a very simple question. And possibly um ways or ways you can develop your project from here. You understand? So I'm open to all of that discussion, but within a very short time frame. Yeah. So okay. Um, so Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel, I guess Mr. Emmanuel is the first person that presented, I guess. I don't know if you're on the call. If you don't mind, could you please share your screen? Mr. Emmanuel Obiora. Okay, uh, please, my apologies if I am making a mistake with the name, not pronouncing it well. Okay, or Mr. Samuel, sorry. Ah, shit. Okay. Mm, okay. Just a second, please.
Excuse me, sir. Can you come again?
All right, Mr. Samuel, I guess Mr. Samuel is on the call. So if that's okay with you, kindly share your screen. So if you don't mind, or shoot in your questions if you have any.
Mr. Samuel, so you've been added to the stage. You can share your screen as the judge has requested.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Yes. Okay, okay. Mr. Samuel, you did a very wonderful job. First of all, I'll commend you once again for your organization. I, of course, you're gonna build on as you are growing. Basically, you'll be getting better. But for the fact that you presented this as one of your first or your first projects, this is really nice, really, really lovely. You actually, could you please scroll a little? You actually took your time to explain. So even those who are not technical would literally understand or get a glimpse of whatever thing you're trying to analyze. Yeah. So you did a very, very wonderful analysis here. Mm, like the comment I made about color coding, maybe if you want, you could actually look into it. And okay, so first of all, not to waste so much time. First of all, Mr. Emmanuel, do you have any question? Mr. Samuel, sorry
Mm.
about that. Do you have question for me? Do you have
Yeah.
anything that you think you may want to ask, especially developing on this work or subsequent projects of yours?
Currently, no, sir. I have no question.
Okay, okay, no problem. Can I? Is it okay for me to ask you at least a question?
Yes, you can ask.
All right. Okay. Um. So in I know that you did a small breakdown of this project, yeah. But in a few sentences, could you please summarize your projects, the key takeaways from this work, from this project you did? Could you please summarize? Why I'm asking this question is because um your project your project basically should literally have a major key takeaway, why it's relevant. Do you understand? Why users should care about it. So could you tell me something so we can yeah, about your work, a very small takeaway about your work?
So, thank you, sir. In short phrases, I I wanted to speak about this the market automated market makers. dashboard is using the protocol like GMX, PAN2, perpetuals volume, perpetuals, and chain asset like Arbitrum. So what we should get from here, as I say, the DeFi, the blockchain, which emphasize on the lending and the borrowing and the trading directly for the automated smart contracts. So the key takes we should take from here as a trader, it can show you an executive summary which market is dominating, which asset is currently having the high liquidation or the over leveraged. So you should position yourself on a bright side or take a risk analysis on your asset before you work through into a trade or the investment for a long time, I can say. So really this DeFi market should show us or be as an indicator to such market on which you can do. Either you borrow from an asset or you can rent your asset for looking for a higher yields on a certain time. So I can speak on that perspective as a trader. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. I think with that, it's actually clear that you understood what you're doing. Yeah. Kudos, bro. Kudos. It actually shows clearly that you understood what you were doing, and looking forward to seeing you excel and even doing greater things.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. So, because of time, you said you didn't have questions, so I think we'll move to the next person. I think that should be Emmanuel Obiora. So, Emmanuel Obiora, please kindly share your screen, unmute your mic. Let's gist for a couple of minutes, just a few minutes. If you have questions for me, if I have questions for you, yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Emmanuel, okay.
yeah. Please, can you hear me? Alright.
Please share your
Yes.
screen.
Okay. Yeah. Here's my screen. I don't know if you can hear me. Sorry.
Okay, yes, I can see your screen, bro. I can see your screen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. First of all, before I say anything, your work is actually you actually caught my attention because this is a very, very interesting sector in Web3. Holy markets, um, um, basically, this is a very, very interesting sector in Web3, and there's something about trying to gain visibility. If you are looking for visibility, go for project topics that people are finding, people that's trending. You understand? So this work is literally going to put you on the spotlight if it's exceptional. Do you understand? So first of all, kudos. This, and also I kind of, from what I've seen, this is not a very, very straightforward. This part of Web3 is a bit technical, so but for you to be able to come up with this in a very organized structure, it's kudos to you, bro. Kudos. So could you please scroll through your work again, if that's okay? So, okay, okay, just very nice, very nice, very nice. Scroll, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Okay, okay, nice. Okay, so okay, I think this is the end of the dashboard. I think this is the end of the
Yes.
dashboard. So, first of all, comment your this work looks very neat. I love your organization. I love the arrangement. I love everything. I think the only thing is that color coding, but it's also important some places if you come to think of it. So yeah, but it looks very organized. I also love the fact that you, apart from the title of every metric, you actually have some description. Like for example, unique traders, unique users traded at least 10K. You understand? Then there's a small description on that particular visualization that says total number of unique users with at least 100 with at least $10,000 traded. And so it literally now adds more context to that particular metric for clarity if a user is trying to get clarity on a metric. Yeah. So well done, bro. Well done. I think one small comment. Yes, you also well done. Well done on at the top of the dashboard. These were very, very important comments. Well done. You kind of now there are four major questions that this dashboard helps to answer. This is a very, very important aspect of data analytics. Whereby you're analyzing, you're not just analyzing for the purpose of analyzing, you're answering business questions. So I really love this the fact that you can clearly state the business questions this dashboard is answering. So kudos, bro, kudos. I think one yeah, basically you first study checks. Yeah, I think it's just that color coding stuff that I think is um something that you may want to look into. But apart aside that, in my own opinion, this is top tier. This is top tier. I think one person, yeah, this actually shows that um Analytic Sages is also doing a very good job. Yeah. So one question I would like to ask, if that's okay, did you or how did you verify your metrics if they were correct? Why I'm asking this question is because your work can be very neat, can be very organized, you can pass all the checks with presentation, professionalism, and all of that, but it's you could be wrong somehow. I'm not saying you're wrong though. I'm just saying. So, what literally gave you that assurance that your work is 100% correct? That you did this analysis and you checked somewhere to verify, maybe somewhere on chain or calculated something somehow because you could actually compare your work with another back end analysis you may do for yourself to cross check if your work is correct, not necessarily using a block explorer. So, could you throw a little light on that aspect? If that's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Quickly. I don't know if you can hear me.
Sure, sure, I can hear you, bro.
All right. So during our mentorship session, I think in one of the classes we thought to actually verify our data. And one of the tools that was mentioned in one of the classes was Artemis. Right. So for this particular dashboard, I verified via two sources. Right. So the first one for the volume numbers, I used both DeFi Llama and on Polymarket documents at the data section. Right. There is a section that handles where you can source for their data. Right. So one of those sources is DeFi Llama. The other source, there's also like a Polymarket community dashboard on June that is recognized on their docs that you can actually get some of this data from, right? I cross-checked my results from DeFi Llama mostly for the volume numbers and for the total for like the user number as well. Once I was able to confirm that my number rhymed with that of the community dashboard that is recognized by Polymarket, my query was just to make sure that whatever syntax and idea was tweaking was going to tally with the total numbers, right? I think somewhere around here I was working on volume buckets, right? If I'm able to, if by the time I total all of the users that fall into each of these buckets, right, we see that it totals in total number of unique users on poly markets, right, which is 2.7 million, right? And if I'm able to total the volume in each of these buckets as well, it also rhymes with the total notional volume of poly markets, both on DeFi Llama and Artemis and the community dashboard. So yeah, these were my three sources for verifying the data.
Nice, perfect. I need someone to I need that applaud. That's that round of applause. I need it to be played. This guy is actually nice. He actually did a very wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you once again. And for the purpose of future development, your work is very interesting. Very, very interesting. For the purpose of future development, I will actually strongly recommend you to I don't know if you are good with Python. If you are good with Python, I'll actually strongly recommend you to take this project to another level and own the project. Prediction markets is a very, very important part of Web3. People are literally, and it's actually let me speak pidgin small. Yeah, it dey blow basically. Do you understand? So it's actually a very, very important part of Web3. If you can own this project, that's expand it more than this. Number one, look for pinpoint areas to specialize on, like pinpoint areas. But I think your work is more like generalized. So if you look at a more specialized this thing, even if it's even generalized, it's still okay. But if you kind of look on it, like kind of probably even building your own web page or website, analytics dashboard outside of Dune, and kind of adding some very sweet automation, data automation strategy that you need to implement some technical stuff there, but AI is there to also help you and guide you. I think that this project can actually even make you can actually even open doors to more opportunities for you personally, to make more money, and also to draw attention to yourself. Do you understand? So in general, well done, well done, well done, well done.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the comments. Right. But just a quick question though.
Sure.
Yeah, so while so whenever like even during like the mentorship session, when we're building dashboards for for the color coding, right? I hear you always mentioning color coding. Most of our mentors and tutors they did stress on that as well. So, right. So what should we prioritize with color coding, right? Is it should we prioritize the project's team? And I think for most projects, like for this particular dashboard, I kind of use blue. It's kind of like poly market default theme, right? So do you prioritize the project's theme or just themes or colors that will make that will make your dashboard more presentable? Which is the
Okay,
best way? Like,
okay. In my own opinion, I think okay. In my own opinion, I think in this case, it depends. It depends. If we are building this dashboard, for example, for an organization, for a client, and or you are doing it as a gig or something, you actually use the preference of whoever is guiding you to build it. You can recommend, and you guys agree on something. So if peradventure the organization now or the client insist on you using a central, maybe like for example, let me use your image now as an example. Insist on you using this image blue and white. It has blue and white in it. You might need to just, I think blue is the central color thing. You may need to just stick with blue all through. You can use different shades of blue to make it look appealing, attractive, and professional. Do you understand? Yeah, but if you are doing your own personal work, if you are doing your personal work, for example, let's say this image now you got it from Twitter or you got it from somewhere else, you can just stick with the theme of that image and just use different shades of that color in building your dashboard, like for your visualization, so it will look appealing, to look color coded and organized. So it actually depends. In short, is that it actually depends on whoever you're building whatever you're building for. Yeah, but I think you've already gotten the idea. Picking the colors from from the charts and arranging them in your visualization, like on the dashboard. So that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, bro. You're welcome. I think it,
Okay, thank you so much to Mr. Imao Obiaha for that. So, for the sake of time, we'll just be taking one more presenter who presented. Then after that, we are going to be taking a few other things on our agenda, and the last thing would basically be for every single presenter to come on stage, and we will take a snapshot. So, to do this quickly, I will be bringing on the next presenter that will be speaking with Mr. Josh. That is Mr. Dand. So please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Mr. Joshua, you can take the floor.
all right. Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you once again. Um Unfortunately I can't see um Crypto Panda's
Please,
screen.
Mr. Sorry about that, sir. Please, Mr. Dandy, kindly share the link to your June dashboard with me.
Okay, I can see the screen
All
now.
right. Let me do it now.
I can see the screen now, though.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So can you hear me, please? Let me be sure I'm not rugging.
Yeah, I
Mr.
can hear
Crypto
you.
Panda. All right. Yeah. Thank you. So first of all, this is wonderful. Avi, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Presentation, like first impression, check. Do you get organization? I love the way you used this what do they call this thing? It actually shows that you took your time to study Dunes, what they call this now, markdown. Is it markdown? Just to format your text. Adding this small sign. I think you get the point I'm trying to make. This line, this demarcation stuff, it's making it beautiful. Well done. I also love the fact that you added comments, your visualizations. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So okay, your TVL, your TVL. I noticed that TVL. Hmm. This particular metric where you did TVL. Well, I think um I think you may need to look at it again. I don't know. It's actually strange if your TVL is having a negative value. Let's be if we are logical now. I don't know. So I think you may need to look at it. Look at the logic, the query logic again. I don't know. That's why I asked that question initially. If we're paying attention to the last presenter, how did you verify your metrics if they were actually correct? Very, very important. So I strongly recommend that anytime you are building, you also as I even writing your query, say before you start doing visualization, check the results. As you run the query, get the result, verify if it's correct. You understand? And sometimes, let's be sincere. Sometimes this analysis can be overwhelming. Some days you just be like you want to hit your head on the wall or on the ground out of frustration. I've been there before, and a couple of persons have also been there before. But it's actually worth checking, like observing, basically. But in general, well done, well done. If you don't mind, keep scrolling, please. If you don't mind, please keep scrolling. Okay. Now I don't know if I'm the one logging or okay, yeah, I can see nothing flow, not as flow. Okay. Keep scrolling, please. Let me just get to the end of the dashboard because of time. Because of time. Okay. Condition. All right. All right. All right. So you can scroll back to the top. You can scroll back to the top. Um, my general comments on your work is nice. Your work is nice. First of all, well done. However, that comment I made about verifying is very important because Aave, okay, Aave is a very, very complicated protocol. Do you understand? So, an Aave is a lending and borrowing. Okay, your work. I think your work. Aave is a decentralized liquidity protocol that deals. Basically, Aave is more like a lending and borrowing protocol. So it's technical. So, in as much as the analysis, if you are doing analysis, it can also be technical from experience. But um, if you are analyzing, you are verifying is not adding up. I think you may need to pay more attention to your logic. Do you understand? uh Also compare it with someone else's dashboard. Someone else that his or her dashboard is good. This person is an OG. The person's work is correct and all of that. Compare with the strategy this person did to get an idea of how to go about some of these things. AI is also there to help you. You can leverage on that. But in general, your work is nice. Well done, bro. Well done. So if you
Thank you
have
very much.
if you have questions for me, I may not. I'm because of time. I may not need. I may not have the time now to ask you questions. But if you have questions for me, kindly.
Okay, the question I want to ask just regarding that TVL, because I also noticed it when I streamlined my query to the time frame I want to work. That initially, I was thinking maybe it could be as a result of the DeFi exploit that Ave experienced, the over 200 and something $1 million that was lost. But then I wasn't too sure on how to verify. So the question I want to ask is there any site or any way one can probably verify some data to be sure?
Okay, that's a very very intelligent and interesting question. So yes, because I've worked on Aave personally, Aave specifically on Plasma blockchain. What I did was that I went to Plasma blockchain. Plasma, I've forgotten the link I used, and because of time, I can't start looking for it now and getting the full details. So I did my research on Plasma blockchain on Twitter. You can make use of if for example you're even having a hard time looking for the block explorer, you can make use of Grok. You already know Aves official X handles. You already know the chain, for example, or the chains, for example. You can use Grok to ask it specific questions to kind of link you to a post, a or even an account self that you can use that maybe have this link to the on-chain stuff to verify. You can use that as a guide. You can use Claude as well to guide you. You can also compare it with some other person's posts. You can also use I think I made use of DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama is another good source because anything about protocols, you find most of them on DeFi Llama. So you can use DeFi Llama if you are dealing on Aave in general, because Aave is on different chains. You can start checking chain by chain, putting the doing the plus and minus to see if your metric is adding up. If you are dealing with all the chains, if you are doing a specific chain, you can now filter for that specific chain, Aave on that specific chain on DeFi Llama, and see if your work, if your your results or current TVL is kind of close to, because sometimes it might not be 100% the same. with what you are seeing on TVL, like comparing if it's on the file llama if it's correct. If it's close to, you can tell yourself that you're correct. Sometimes, if you are doing manual TVL calculation now, you may one major problem could be your logic could be correct, but pricing could be wrong because TVL is all about all the total USD value of all the tokens. Let's just put it like that, locked. So the token price now may not be correct from your calculation or from the source. So that could be a challenge as well. Your logic could be correct. The conversion of that token price, that token now to the USD value of like using the price to converting it from that token to the USD of that. God, English is hard. But you kind of get the point I'm trying to make. And so that's the major challenge. So in general, you can look at all these things or even any other thing. You can tell AI to guide you or to observe your logic to see where you went wrong. Then you find a solution to it. So, but what I'm just saying in short is that you should take your time. If you find one or two things not adding up, take your time and do research. Take your time and ask questions. Take your time to wanting to fix it so that you will not be passing a wrong thing eventually. Because protocols or end users or the organization or the client that told you to build this thing, for example, if you are building it to solve a major business problem, they won't care about the what you are going through. They won't care if Bill itself has issues. Okay, my time is up. Yeah, they won't care about all of that. It's you now that should go extra mile to ensure that your result is 100% accurate. It might not be 100%, but it's accurate. Do you understand? So that those are my 2 cents for now. If there are more questions, I'm also open to entertaining them off of this call, like outside this call. So thank you very much. Well done, bro. Well done. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so sorry about that. I did not realize that I was not being heard. So please, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so Mr. Joshua, actually a question was dropped in the in the community for you in pertaining to the work one of the mentees is currently doing. So, that being said, I think I'll just continue what I was doing. So basically, I was making announcements for the Python Cohort Demo Day, which will be coming up next week, Saturday, on the 23rd of May. And the time for it is 5 p.m. UTC, that is 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And I shared the link to basically register for that particular session in the comments. Then for the waitlist, we have the Become a Blockchain Data Analyst waitlist. So this particular waitlist form is for those persons who are interested in SQL, right? Learning SQL blockchain analytics, right? So basically, if you would love to join or be part of what the cohort 7 students have been able to do. We want to be able to do what they've done and what our past students have been able to do, right? You can join this waitlist. Actually, we have kickstarted the cohort 8, right? So anybody that will be joining the waitlist will be in for joining any of our other future cohorts, be it cohort 9 or any other one. So next up we have the Python cohort 3 waitlist. So this particular waitlist is specifically for those who may want to join the Python cohort. Now the registration link is not yet live, but that will be officially rolled out on Monday, right? So this particular waitlist registration form will be for those persons who want to be part of the cohort 3 Python, right? So like I said, the cohort 2 Python students will be making their demo presentation on Saturday, the 23rd of May 2026. Now, I want to give credit to a few of our organizations. Meet Sages Lab, our flagship organization. This is our parent organization, and Sages Lab is basically a research is basically a research hub that under which we have Intelli Sages, Analytic Sages, and Fluxo agents. Intelli Sages is the research arm of Sages Lab, and Analytic Sages is the edutech platform under Sages Lab. Then we have Fluxo agent, which is a decentralized autonomous AI agent that basically focuses on DeFi protocols. Now, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Before we go, I would really appreciate those persons who are still on in the live, who are still in the live, the students who are still in the live. I would be adding each and every one of us now on stage. I would appreciate if we could basically turn on our cameras and we will take a very nice um, snapshot of ourselves, please. For those persons who aren't using an avatar, I would appreciate if you could turn on your camera. Mr. Boyd, Mr. Lawrence. Should do now, next one. Only person leave this place. Who came and stayed to the end. Thank you so much. This demo day once again was brought to you by Analytic Sages. Big appreciation to our judge, Mr. Joshua. otherwise known as DeFi Josh on X. You can feel free to follow him on X, right? Give him a follow. He shares amazing insights on a daily basis. Also, to the presenters, once again, well done and thank you so much for your efforts. Okay, guys, this is Analytic Sages where intelligence is greater than hype.